Amrapali invites the Buddha to a feast and donates the park to the Buddha. The park's name is Danyalpur. Dan means to give in charity. Danyalpur is the park in which the Buddha had his last meal with Amrapali, and Danyalpur is the park which Amrapali, after feeding the Buddha and his Sangha, donates to the Sangha. The Danyalpur means to give in charity. So that is the park she gave in charity to the Buddha. Now, how did I come to this conclusion? Folks, to understand this, you will have to view the video till the end. Now, after Amrapali, when she hears that the Buddha has come to Vaishali and is residing in her mango grove, in the grove she had given him, she goes and she prostrates herself in front of him, and standing with respect, she invites the Buddha to have food with her. So the Buddha, with his silence, he accepts her invitation. See, the Buddha, he proves through Amrapali that anyone is redeemable. Even a person who has lived a luxurious life with, all the things people can desire, having all that, they also can, renounce the world and lead a pious life. So, Amrapali invites him, he accepts with his silence, and then she pays her respect, and then she goes and she challenges, meets the Lichvis coming to invite the Buddha, and she spins her chariot around, bringing it yoke to yoke, harness to harness, axle to axle, with them parallel to them, and she clicks her finger and tells them that the Buddha has accepted her invitation and he won't go to anyone else's place for food that day. And this irritates the Lichvis, and the stupa is Chakmura, which I have showed you in another video. Now, after informing that, she goes back home and she prepares for the food, and in the evening she comes and invites the Buddha to have food, that the food is prepared, and the Buddha goes with his Sangha to her grove. Now, he has his food at her grove, and over there recites the Amrapali Sutra. Now, in that Amrapali's grove, he imparts the Amrapali Sutta. And folks, Amrapali donates that grove to him and the Sangha. This is in the Mahaparinirvana story. Amrapali donates that grove to him and the Sangha. Folks, donation is done. And just north of Bajalpura, which is Amrapali's home, Bajalpura, and this place is Danyalpur. It's just next to Tegra, where the 1000 Pratyeka Buddhas attained Nirvana. So that is your Danyalpur. Folks, my invitation to you all, come and visit it. It's near Barauni Junction. Now see, this is your Chak Amla. This is where the Buddha would reside when he went to Vaishali. And this is Chak Mura, where Amrapali spun her chariot around and accosted the Lichvis and told them that the Buddha was coming to her place. Now, and this is Amrapali's home, Bajalpura. Bajalpura means music 24 hours. Bajalpura means music day and night. And folks, this is Danyalpur. Dan means to give in charity. This is the park in which Amrapali fed the Buddha and the Sangha food, after which she donated the park. Let's see the story now. Amrapali and the Lichvis. Then Amrapali and the courtesan came to know the Blessed One, they say, has arrived at Vaishali, is now staying in my mango grove, and she ordered a large number of magnificent carriages to be made ready, mounted one of them herself, and accompanied by the rest drove out from Vaishali towards her park. She went by the carriage as far as the carriage could go, then alighted and approached the Blessed One on foot. She respectfully greeted him and sat down at one side, and the Blessed One instructed Amrapali, the courtesan, in the Dhamma, and roused and edified and gladdened her. Thereafter Amrapali, the courtesan, spoke to the Blessed One, saying, May the Blessed One, O Lord, please accept my invitation for tomorrow's meal, together with the community of bhikkhus, and by his silence the Blessed One consented. So where did this interaction take place, folks? The interaction took place here. This is Chak Amla in Amrapali's name, and what do you call it? This is the grove, Amrapali's grove, Chak Amla, where what do you call it? The Buddha would stay with his Sangha whenever he came to Vaishali, which is a mispronunciation of Pidhauli. So this is the grove in which the Buddha would stay, and this is where the interaction with Amrapali took place, and where Amrapali invited the Buddha to have a meal in her place. Now she should have gone back southwest to her home. This is Bajalpura, her home. No, she goes towards Pidhauli, and up here she accosts the Lichvis. See, it was a cocky one by her. Then thereafter Amrapali, the courtesan, spoke to the Blessed One, saying, and by his silence the Blessed One consented. Sure then of the Blessed One's consent, Amrapali, the courtesan, rose from her seat, respectfully saluted, and keeping her right side towards him, took her departure. Then the Lichvi of Vaishali came to know the Blessed One, they say, has arrived at Vaishali, is now staying in Amrapali's grove, and they ordered a large number of magnificent carriages to be made ready, each mounted one, and accompanied by the rest drove out from Vaishali. Now of these Lichvis, some were in blue with clothing and ornaments of all blue, while others were in yellow, red and white. And it so happened that Amrapali, the courtesan, drove up against the young Lichvis, axle by axle, wheel by wheel, and yoke by yoke. See how she was traveling opposite to them. So how did she come axle by axle, wheel by wheel, and yoke by yoke? Because she spun her chariot around. The stupa's name is Chak Mura. Mura means to spin. Thereupon the Lichvis exclaimed, why do you drive up against us in this fashion, Amrapali? Now where did this interaction take place? Now let's see what Amrapali says. Thus it is indeed, my prince, and not otherwise, for the Blessed One is invited by me for tomorrow's meal, together with the community of bhikkhus. Now see, where did this interaction take place? Here. Amrapali, you can see her boldness in this move. She invites the Buddha in Chak Amla up here, and she is supposed to go back down to her home, that is Bajalpura. Bajalpura means music day and night. But she doesn't go southwest, but she goes towards the northeast. And up here, Chakmuda. It is spelled Chakmuda, M-U-D-A, but it's pronounced Muda, M-U-R-A. Chakmuda, she is met with the Lichuis. Now they are coming this way, she is going this way. How can she come axle to axle, harness to harness, yoke to them? Unless she spun her chariot around. That is what Chak Muda means. Muda means to spin around. So this is where she spun her chariot around and clicked her fingers at the Lichuis and said, and announced to them that the Buddha was coming to her place for food and nowhere else. So let's see what happens after that. Thus it is indeed my princess and not otherwise, for the Blessed One is invited by me for tomorrow's meal together with the community of bhikkhus. Give up the meal, Amrapali, for 100,000. But she replied, even if you were to give me Vaishali Sars together with its tributary lands, I would not give up a meal of such importance. Then the Lichuis snapped their fingers in annoyance. See, friends, we are defeated by this mango lass. We are utterly outdone by this mango lass, but they continued on their way to Amrapali's grove. And the Blessed One beheld the Lichuis from afar as they drove up. Then he spoke to the bhikkhus, saying, those of you bhikkhus who have not yet seen the 33 gods may behold the assembly of the Lichuis and may gaze on them, for they are comparable to the assembly of the 33 gods. Then the Lichuis drove their carriages as far as the carriages could go, then alighted, and approaching the Blessed One on foot, they respectfully greeted him and sat down at one side. The Blessed One instructed the Lichuis in the Dhamma and aroused, edified and gladdened them. Thereafter the Lichuis spoke to the Blessed One, saying, may the Blessed One, O Lord, please accept our invitation for tomorrow's meal together with the community of bhikkhus. The invitation for tomorrow's meal, Lichuis, has been accepted by me from Amrapali, the courtesan. Then the Lichuis snapped their fingers in annoyance. See, friends, we are defeated by this mango lass. We are utterly outdone by this mango lass. And then the Lichuis, approving of the Blessed One's words and delighted with them, rose from their seats, respectfully saluted him, and keeping their right sides towards him, took their departure. Then after the night had passed, Amrapali the courtesan had choice food, hard and soft, prepared by her, prepared in her park. Now this is in her park, not in her house, folks. This is in her park and not in her house, and announced it to the Blessed One. It is time, O Lord, the meal is ready. Thereupon the Blessed One got ready in the forenoon, and taking bowl and robe, he went together with the community of bhikkhus to Amrapali's dwelling, and there he took the seat prepared for him, and Amrapali herself attended on the community of bhikkhus headed by the Buddha, and served them with choice food, hard and soft. And when the Blessed One had finished his meal and had removed his hand from his bowl, Amrapali the courtesan took a low seat, and placing herself at one side, spoke to the Blessed One, saying, this park, O Lord, I offer, this park, not her house, this park, O Lord, I offer to the community of bhikkhus headed by the Buddha. And the Blessed One accepted the park. He then instructed Amrapali in the Dhamma, and having roused, edified and gladdened her, he rose from his seat and departed. So Amrapali the courtesan took a low seat, and placing herself at one side, spoke to the Blessed One, saying, this park, O Lord, I offer to the community of bhikkhus headed by the Buddha. So she donates the park. Now let's see where the park she donated is. So here we have Amrapali's, what do you call it, grove. She invites the Buddha and takes him to her park, which she later donates to the Buddha. This is Danyalpur. See, this is Amrapali's home, Bajalpura, and this is Danyalpur. Dan means to donate. Dan means to donate. So this is the park she donated to the Buddha. So check out the pictures of the park Amrapali donated to the Buddha. Okay, folks, this is a tractor shop on the land which Amrapali donated to the Buddha, and this is a school on the land which Amrapali donated to the Buddha, and this is a restaurant on the land that Amrapali donated to the Buddha. Folks, and this is of course a mosque. Basically, this is Danyalpur is close to what do you call it, Bajalpura, where Amrapali used to live, where what do you call it, Mahaprajapati Gautami used to live, and so Amrapali goes to check Amra, where the Buddha was residing with his Sangha, and she invites him to have food in her place the next day. And she go on the way back home. She meets the Lichivis, and she rushes her chariot into their chariots, throwing them off the road, and she spins her chariot around, hits her finger, and informs the Lichivis that the Buddha has accepted her invitation and he won't go to anyone else. In the evening, what do you call it, Amrapali comes and she, what do you call it, informs the Buddha that the food is ready. So the Buddha, he goes with his Sangha and he has his food in her park. He goes to her house, and then it seems he goes to her park. And in the park, there is a feast laid out. He has the feast with the Sangha. And then after that, what do you call it, she sits down close to the Buddha and she donates the park to the Buddha and his Sangha. Folks, that is Danyalpur. Dan means to donation. Dan means donation. So this is Danyalpur. Next to Bajalpura. Bajalpura was Amrapali's home. And next to Tegra. Tegra is where the 1000 Pratyeka Buddhas achieved Parinirvana. So folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. You, what do you call it, found it educative. If you did so, please don't forget to follow, like and subscribe to my page, Buddha Exhumed. Thank you.